Hey geeks, this is Susan Cox from Southern Illinois. And when I'm not using Wendy's Magic Band to sneak into Stormalong Bay at Beach Club and having a Mai Tai the size of my head, I'm listening to Geekin' on WDW with Curtis and the whole Geekin' family.
Hey, Disney World geeks, Curtis Stone here, and welcome to episode 390 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. This week, super podcast listener Chris Futrell joins me to review his December 2nd trip to Disney World. And I should give you a food warning to all of my trip reports, well, especially this one. Please don't listen to the episode hungry or go grocery shopping just after listening to this show. You may go over your grocery budget. Now that you've been warned, I want you to know that I've been having fun chatting with Disney World geeks and fans for about 7 years. Oh my gosh, it's going to be 7 years, April 2nd. And if you're new to the podcast, welcome. I started the podcast with my daughter, Lindsay. We started talking about our Disney World trips. Then we began to bring on Disney geeks like you to tell their trip stories. And our listeners are so positive, caring, and generous. And we encourage a family atmosphere here. And before too long, they started calling me their podfather. And I continue to bring on the listeners to tell their Disney World stories. We'd love for you to join our Geekin' family. And we've got an amazing private discussion group on Facebook. Search for Geekin' on WDW Family. Look for the group and not the page. That's a little confusing about Facebook. We've got our business page, but the discussion group is where all of the geeks are asking questions. They're getting great answers to those questions, and you can share your trip pictures and engage with us and all of the geeks with one of the best groups of all the Disney World geeks. And we are independent Disney authorized travel agents with Fairy Tale Concierge. So whether you're new to Disney World or you'd like to chat with us about your trip ideas, we'd love to be your Disney travel guides and help you book your room, your fast passes, dining reservations. Just be your friend as you navigate this crazy world of Disney World. Many of our listeners book their trips with Mama and Auntie Judy. They are the Traveling Tiaras. Email them at travelingtiaras@gmail.com. Even if you've already booked your trip within the last 30 days, you can transfer that trip to us and give us credit for your booking. And then we can help you with your fast passes and dining reservations and all of that jazz. Or just if you want to support us, we really appreciate it. Now let's bring on Auntie Judy and Mama for this week's weekly segment. We're changing the name, and here they come now. Let's bring on Mama and Auntie Judy. They're the Traveling Tiaras. We're going to go talking with the Traveling Tiaras.
Hey, geeks. Hey, geeks. See, I muted myself so I wouldn't talk. That was good.
We're getting this finally.
Yourself.
We're thawing out after this cold winter here in Connecticut. We're getting this.
I know.
We're changing our name, though, we were talking about today. Instead of traveling tips with the Traveling Tiaras, we're going to be talking with the Traveling Tiaras.
Yep, better. More you'll get some tips, but you'll get more talk.
Lots of talk. And a little bit of sprinkling of tips in there, too. And I've got some good questions. Well, first of all, before we get into that, guys, we had some sad news in the Geekin' family. One of our very dear friends who's had some rough time. We kind of met this friend of ours through a tough time, and her name is Deirdre, and she posted in our group that she lost her brother this past week. But, I was really, what's the word? I was so happy to see what you guys did for Deirdre, sending her a fruit basket. What is that basket you guys sent?
It was an edible arrangement.
An edible arrangement from the ladies. A few ladies got together and sent Deirdre an edible arrangement. And I thought that was just really cool from our Geekin' family that, hey, we love the good times, but there are some sad times too. And I really appreciate you guys doing that for Deirdre.
Yeah,
And
we're
we
really
kinda-
sorry, Deirdre. Very
Yeah,
sorry.
we really are. And we we want people to know that we're there for you when things happen. I know when I've had sad things in my life, I get notices from all the geeks, and it really does help.
Yeah.
It really does.
It's a family.
To know that people
Geekin'
think
family,
about you. Yeah, it really is a family.
for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
We love you, Deirdre.
Yep.
We love you.
I wish we could be there and be even closer, but Wisconsin's kind of a far cry from Connecticut, but I wish we could be there in person and give you hugs.
And Judy, you were telling us that Deirdre was able to share that fruit arrangement with her family.
I guess she had some family gathering last night, so she took the edible fruit arrangement with her. And so that was really neat that the whole family could share it and enjoy it, because that fruit is so good. Oh, it's wonderful.
I know. We've had that before, and they pick the best fruit to put in the arrangement for sure.
They do.
Nice job, guys. Thanks so much. We love Deirdre. I just want to give a shout out to Tony Ann Zarcone, and this is for Judy. It's something else I learned in my driveway when she stopped by after church.
Don't
Judy.
give away my tip.
Oh, is that your tip?
That's my tip. Don't give it away.
Why not? Well, we're just talking with the traveling tiaras now. We can give tips early.
Okay.
What's the tip related to? We got to thank Tony Ann for
we got to thank Tony Ann.
little pixie dust today.
Well, I saw that Tony Ann and her husband Rich were down at Disney, or over at Disney, I guess, for them. And they're staying at Fort Wilderness. And she did a little walkthrough her first day and was walking into the gift shop. And she picked up this amazing mug and was showing things. And so I texted her and I said, I really need that mug.
Like you really needed another mug.
I need
Just
it.
like we do, right?
It's a big, tall one. It's got the totem pole on it. It's really cool. And so she bought it, and then she had Disney ship it to me. And then I PayPal'd her the money. I've done this a couple of times with things that I've really wanted or needed when I was not able to go to the parks. The geeks are amazing. And the only thing is it's like, as you said, Margita, it's a trust. If you say you're going to send the money, then you do it right away so they don't have to wait for it.
Yeah.
So Tony Ann told me what it was with shipping, and I've already PayPal'd her the money. I had Rebecca Gallagher sent me something that I asked for, and Amy Rhodes has done that. It's just so neat. So if you see things that are in the park that you really, really need, it seems like there's always geeks down there, and you can arrange with them to get it sent up to you. And Disney is great about shipping it.
Yeah. I've seen other geeks post on the group that if anyone's down there, could you check this out? And there is always someone chiming in. I'm here. I'll check it out for you, whether it's a pin or ears or a toy or whatever.
Well, my niece knew that I was down there in February, so she texted me and she said, "I really want to get Hannah a Minnie Mouse sweatshirt. Would you mind?" I thought, of course I wouldn't mind. So I wandered through the Emporium and was sending her pictures of all the different Minnie Mouse sweatshirts. I even asked some lady what size her daughter wore. We measured it on her. So we got her the right size. Disney mailed it to her. So it was great. So she got her sweatshirt.
Yep. That's the beauty of it, is the Disney's mailing it to you. So there's no hassle.
No hassle.
Where do you go to mail something for somebody?
Oh, yeah. The gift shops will mail it right to wherever you want.
You don't even have to bring it back to your room.
You tell the gift shop where you want to mail it, and you pay the shipping, and it goes.
Yes, right.
Wow.
And they have a chart because it costs more. I mean, I bought a sweatshirt and a backpack for my niece, so the shipping on that was more, but the shipping on the mug wasn't bad at all. It was like $4 something for the shipping.
Wow.
Which isn't bad. No. And
that's awesome.
They package it up, they box it up, and they ship it to you. So
which mug you can get rid of?
Yeah, so you don't have to take it out of the store.
You got to make room on your shelf for a new mug now.
That's what Lindsay says. When you get something new, you got to get rid of an old.
Okay.
In with one, out with another.
Well, Ken's got a lot of mugs I don't like, so I can get rid of what he is.
Oh my gosh, Ken's not here to defend himself. All right.
Poor Ken.
Well, I love giving shout outs to our Geekin' family on our private Facebook group. That's where a lot of this action is happening. We got a new listener. Her name is Kelly Fitzpatrick Brennenborg.
Yes,
Kelly.
I booked her this week.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
She's a friend of Jessica Crossan.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Book this week. Yeah.
I randomly
Great
picked
girls.
Kelly.
Really nice ladies. So I'm happy that they're in the group.
When are they going?
Next year.
All right. Yeah, we got a lot of people looking out into next year. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to those great ladies.
Well, this question to you guys is inspired from Kelly's input or question from joining the private Facebook group. So my question to you guys is, what extra event that we've done in the past was really worth the extra expense? And I know Judy always has good answers, so I'll let her go first.
I got several, but I'll pick one because I know which one Margit's going to pick.
Well, I can give a couple. You can give a couple.
Okay. Keys to the Kingdom tour.
Yeah.
That is the 6-hour tour of the Magic Kingdom. They give you lunch, go backstage, a couple of places. You go back behind Frontierland, cross the train tracks. Don't get hit by the train like I almost did. You go through the parade building where they store all the parade floats and things. And then the neatest part is they take you into the utilidors underground and you walk. And we walked from Fantasyland. We went down in Fantasyland and we came up down by Tony's. So we walked the entire length of the Magic Kingdom. And it was really, really interesting. And you'll learn a lot of facts.
Yeah, I think if you're going to take a tour, if you're
that's the best.
Thinking of that, well, that's the one you got to start with for sure, especially if you're a Disney geek like the rest of us. And I know you are. If you're listening to this
really good one.
podcast, you're going to get lots of great tips. You can hear
Yeah.
all of things, how they operate that Magic Kingdom park. It's awesome. Good one, Judy. How much do you remember approximately what that cost? I mean, don't quote us on this.
Several years ago.
Pretty good bargain,
I
though,
would
I
say
thought.
it was around $80 a person, maybe.
Maybe? I don't even know if it's that much. Yeah.
I don't remember.
If you've got one of them DVC discounts, use that.
Yeah, you can get an annual pass holder discount.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Good one, Judy. Mom, what's one of your extra events that we've done in the past that was really worth that extra expense? Now, I know, you know what, geeks, every time I talk to them, we're a little bit biased. We think I don't know that we've ever thought there was one that was not worth the expense. But Mom, which one sticks out for you?
I do like the Disney After Dark events.
Yeah.
The DVC ones are nice because we don't have to pay for those.
Those are worth the expense.
Worth the expense. The other one that they used to have, we had a really good time at the After Hours event that we went to. Remember? It was the four of us, Judy?
Which one?
At the Magic Kingdom.
Yep, we were like the only people in the park.
It was fun. I don't know what it's just special to be in the park when it's dark. There's not that many people. It's all the soda you can drink, all the ice cream you can eat.
Popcorn.
Popcorn. Popcorn. There you go. And it's we kind of ran around and tried to ride as many attractions as you can.
And we got on Haunted Mansion, and we got to the end and we said, "Can we ride again?" And he said, "Sure." And we didn't even have to get off. He just let us ride around and do it a second time.
But boy, is that the fastest 3 hours you ever spent in your life?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you don't even want to take a bathroom break.
I know.
You're making me think, Mom, though, of the one were you with me, or was it just Lindsay that did the Tutto Augusta Italia?
Oh, that was, but you know what? That was kind of a really special event. They were kind of experimenting at Epcot to have people stay after the fireworks.
Right.
Several years ago, which was really a lot of fun and special. They had 3 countries. It was Mexico, Italy, and the UK. And you chose one. And when the fireworks were over, you went to whichever one you chose, and you got a sample of whatever alcohol was featured, for that pavilion. For Italy,
wine flight. Yeah, wine flight. And a charcuterie board for like $35.
Yeah, and it was just so much fun. The staff was incredible, telling you. I mean, I don't really know anything about wine because I'm not a wine drinker, but they were so attentive. Remember them telling us about each wine. And, I think we had a sweet wine flight and I don't want to say sour wine. What do you call it? A dry wine flight.
Yeah.
All the wine people just left the podcast.
Sweet and sour wine. There we go.
She's going to be mad, Wendy. She's going to want to teach me some wine etiquette.
There was a young man there.
They talked about all the wines and what they were best to pair them with. And it was just really a lot of fun.
I remember the cast member, of course, this is when the college program with the Italian young man was interested in being a sommelier. Did I say that right? And he was, really, really interesting. And plus, I love walking out of the park late at night when nobody is around, especially Epcot.
Yeah, it was really fun.
After Illuminations.
We should definitely bring back something like that. I think a lot of people would go for that.
Yeah.
Another one that was really good, and we've done 2 of them, is we did the fireworks dessert parties. And we did the one in the Magic Kingdom, and we also did the one at Hollywood Studios.
Yep.
And you get all the wine. Magic Kingdom, you don't get wine, but in Hollywood Studios, you got all the wine.
Well, they were serving alcohol. You
get all the wine you want, and you get lots of good food. And at Hollywood Studios, when it was time for the fireworks, they actually had stormtroopers march us out of the docking bay through the crowds and put us in a very special place that they had roped off for the fireworks right in the front. It was perfect. And in the Magic Kingdom, you were in the hub grass behind the fence, and only the people in the, that were at the event could get in that area. And all these other people, they'd walk by and they'd look at you and think, why are you in here? And
what did you deserve to? But
it really was. The food was okay. It was all you could eat. But being able to see the fireworks without the crush of a million people standing around you and nobody was in front of you.
Fight for a place.
It really was nice.
Yeah.
And I would definitely do that again.
Lindsay and I did the frozen dessert party in Epcot 2 years ago. And that was really well done. All the alcohol that you could drink. They had margaritas, they had wine, they had beer. They call it a dessert party, but they did have some, what's the word?
Savory foods
as well. And it was right between those the two buildings when you come into World Showcase, kind of like where we had the Geek Meet.
Oh, okay.
That weird, those 2 twin buildings. They had it roped off and they had tables set up right along the fencing so you could watch the fireworks. I'm really hoping that when Disney decides to come back with the fireworks, that they do bring back some of these special events for night, because they are a lot of fun.
They used the Odyssey building when Lindsay and I did that same frozen.
Yeah. Did you guys do it too? I don't remember you and Lindsay doing the frozen dessert party.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Okay. Her and I did that. Yeah. Every geek I've ever had on the podcast, to a person, many people have said they love the dessert party. So that's a given. Yeah. You guys were making me think of the Fantasmic. What was that one that we did? Was like $30.
It was like $30, and you got a box with several different kinds of desserts in it, and then you could either have a soda or a glass of wine or something, and you took it right into Fantasmic. You sat in a special spot, and you could eat during the while you watched the Fantasmic. It was really cool.
Yeah, you got a lanyard that flashed. The kids would love that. Yeah, that was a nice little thing that was still going on before the shutdown. So I really, truly hope Disney sees fit to bring back these little evening entertainment things.
And then there's the biggie, was the Rose and Crown dessert party dinner. The Rose and Crown fireworks dinner.
That again, right?
That was so awesome. That was great.
It was great. Mm-hmm.
And we got the Patreon singing of the Traveling Tiaras coming out of...
Brother. You don't have to bring that up every time.
That was, if you want to hear the Traveling Tiaras singing after 5 Proseccos, coming out of the Rose and Crown Pub, you can join patreon.com and look into the archives for that.
But you really don't have to. You're not missing anything.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Great question, Kelly. And thanks for booking with the Traveling Tiaras. I got this one's Jessica Faith joined our private Facebook. She wanted to know about food.
Hi, Jessica.
But this was something that Joe Bateman in our private Facebook group, shout out to Joe.
Hello, Joe.
And I did see your post, Joe. He tried to create some controversy with me. He says he's trying to hit a topic that is dear to me. It's sacrilegious to say this, Joe. You know that, but he says you must go for the meat first at the Disney buffets. Because I have said that I often go for the salads first, and I'm a meat guy. Believe me, that meat is tempting me, but I do love all kinds of variety at the buffets. One thing I enjoy and miss from what's going on today. They're not running all the buffets, and some of my favorite restaurants are closed. But first of all, guys, I want to know what's your strategy when you go to a Disney World buffet when they're open. I realize they're just doing family style right now.
Well, you want to kick me out of the group now? I personally like what they're doing now with the family style, and they'll give you seconds, and if you want more, they'll keep bringing you the food. But the thing about the buffets is I never liked having to get up and go and find the food and then bring it back to my table. And I don't need all those selections because I'm not going to eat all of them anyways. So, Crystal Palace, for example, they had that buffet with all this food, but what they're doing now is you can get a prime rib dinner and you can get as much of the sides as you want and you get as much as the desserts as you want. It was so much better.
That's because they had prime rib. Judy loves prime rib. So if they put prime rib in front of her, she's happy.
Yeah, she's happy. She's not going to complain.
No, not.
Yeah.
Mom,
my favorite buffet.
Let's get into an argument with Auntie Judy because you love the variety, don't you, of the buffets? A little bit of everything.
Oh, yeah. That's part of the fun of it for me is to get up and go back, 300 times. And the key is to take a spoonful of everything, so you get a little taste of everything that's there and get some new favorites, enjoy some old favorites. Just it's having that variety there, whether or not you eat it or not, is a part of the fun of it for me.
I'm only good for 2 trips, once for my salad and once for my main course, and then I'm done.
Really?
Yeah.
I could go back.
What about dessert?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I'm not a dessert person.
Well, Ken is. I know that.
Oh, I know he is. Yeah, big time.
All right. Well, I'm not sure we've answered the strategy question. Mom, what's your strategy when you go on a buffet?
Buffet, I'm pretty traditional. I do start with my salad.
Yeah, me too.
Bread and butter looks really tempting. I may try, a roll or something that looks a little different, but generally it's the salad. And if there's soup, maybe that. I also eat a lot slower than Kurt does. So I think that's part of the strategy of taking a small bite of like a small piece, a small bowl of salad or a little bit of soup. And then you go back and you start building to your meat and your side dishes. And then if you have room for dessert, you go and get dessert. But I'm pretty traditional like that, where you start with, little appetizers, your salad, your fruit, whatever, and then build from there. But I see nothing wrong at all with if you want to go ham on the meat, go crazy, enjoy it.
Yeah,
if you want to go and eat meat.
Hey, listen, you could start with dessert.
Or start with dessert.
At Disney, anything works.
Over the years, right?
Yeah.
All right, geeks. I love buffets. And one of my favorite comedians of all time, unfortunately, he's passed on. His name is John Panette. Do a YouTube search for John Panette and buffets, and you will laugh hysterically. He's one of these guys you just look at. He's funny. He also does a Disney World. Take the fat guy to Disney World, but
in August.
And one of the favorite bits that he does is he's frustrated with people that are at the buffet. You ever get in line at the buffet and people are staring at things? And John says, take and move, take and move. And he gets back, you get back to your table and you went, oh, look, they have ribs.
Yeah, he's good.
He didn't even know he took the ribs. That's me. When, like Mom says, I'm fast. Take and move, people. There's people starving back here. So I love it. Yeah.
Well, hopefully Disney will bring them back in time. We'll see.
Well, let's go through. I want to know your top 3 favorite Disney World buffets. Come on, Judy. I know you still like them.
Okay, my top 3. Cape May Seafood Buffet.
Oh, gosh, yes. I don't know why I forgot that one. That's Ken's favorite, I think.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Another one is Akershus.
Well, Cape May, you got to say, Cape May's got the crab legs.
Yeah.
And I finally figured out how to eat them.
I know they're good.
They're hard to get the meat out.
My next favorite is Akershus, and it's the salad bar before they bring you your plated dinner.
My gosh, I forgot those two on my favorite list.
That one is so good.
Yeah, I mean, they got the princesses, too, when they were running it.
Yeah. And then my third one would be Crystal Palace.
Yep, those are 3. I think she likes buffets better than she's saying, Mom.
Yeah, but I'm not disappointed that they're gone.
Mom, what's your favorite top 3?
Oh boy, it's got to be Animal Kingdom. Boma.
Boma's number 1, right?
Or dinner, either or. They're both really, really well done.
I would put Boma number 1 too.
Yeah, I like Crystal Palace.
I know you love Crystal Palace because we book it every time we go.
Yeah. And I'm kind of hoping that they stick with the format that Judy had, just because I want to try that format and see what it's like next time we're down there. So I'm kind of halfway crossing my fingers that it's still like that when we go down next time.
Food is good.
Yeah.
Food is good.
And my third, boy, that's probably Cape May.
What do you like at Cape May?
Oh, seafood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where can you get crab legs all you can eat like that?
I know.
Especially if
you really got to work for them, and they're a little messy.
And all that shrimp.
Yeah,
some good stuff. Those are. I do like Akershus and Cape May. I almost forgot about them. We didn't talk about Chef Mickey's, which is kind of a family favorite, but I'm going to go with Boma number 1. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say, you're going to be surprised, Mom. I'm going to say Crystal Palace number 2, because I tease you guys all the time when we go back there, but the food is really good and the characters are great. And you guys forgot one.
Which one?
I'm ashamed of you guys. Beer Garden.
Oh,
Beer Garden. Yeah.
Beer Garden's one of our favorite. It's great atmosphere.
I changed my third. I will go with Beer Garden. I don't know why that fell off my radar. Shame on me.
Mom, I'm not telling your mom about that one.
No.
She is.
That displaces my Cape May for sure.
Margita and Judy, you guys are all German, aren't you?
Yeah, but I would put Beer Garden as 4 or maybe 5 behind Boma.
Love it.
We do enjoy them. All right, guys, great job. Did you have anything else you want to share today?
Nope.
All right.
We're good.
Well, thanks for joining us on this week's Talking with the Traveling Tiaras.
Bye, geeks.
Bye, geeks. Talk to you soon.
All right. Always fun talking with Mom and Auntie Judy about Disney World. They'll still bring you some tips, but answer those questions for you. If you've got some questions for the Traveling Tiaras, definitely email me, kurt.stone@geekinonww.com, and I will ask them in next week's podcast. This week, we got Chris Futrell. He is awesome. Oh, I want to mention this. I am so excited, guys. I have set up a brand new podcast studio office arrangement. I built myself a desk out of reclaimed wood, pallet wood, and I took a couple of YouTube videos, combined them together. This desk is a corner desk that I have always wanted to have. It gives me a lot of nice space here. I'm going to be able to put up 2 monitors. I've got my Rodecaster Pro sitting right in front of me. Got the microphone right here. I got a big monitor. I'm using Now I'm using 2 monitors with my laptop and another monitor. I'm going to set it up where I can connect my other PC from work and a second monitor. I'm going to have such a setup here. I'm so excited to be recording this intro in my new setup that I put together this week. I was working on this desk kind of all winter, but only because it's so cold in Connecticut that I didn't get a lot of chance to go out into the garage when it's so cold to put this together. At Christmas time, I did kind of the base, and it's now all put together. I'm so excited. It's got a herringbone design, and it's an L-shaped, and it's got lots of room, and I'm so excited. I am enjoying this so much already, and this recording with Chris Futrell is awesome. He's a great guest. I'm so glad I got to meet Chris down at Disney World for our Grand Geeking Gathering. He's an awesome guy. He's an author too. He's got some books out on Amazon, so look him up, Chris Futrell. He knew that I enjoy Christian authors, and I gotta get into his book. I'm reading a book right now from Max Lucado, Max's latest book from this past December. But Chris, you're the next book I'm going to read. As a matter of fact, I read a chapter when I was down in Disney World, and Chris went with his wife down. He's got 4 kids, but just his wife and himself. They went down beginning of December last year. I still have like another 4 recordings that I did like end of last year that I got to get out to you guys. But he went to the Animal Kingdom Lodge, and yes, Chris is a foodie. So if you're a foodie and you like hearing about food, this is your podcast. This is your episode. Raglan Road. They have a little bit of a rough start on some mobile ordering, but they do Whispering Canyon, Il Molino at East Swan. I don't think we've ever talked about that over at the Swan and Dolphin. There's some good restaurants there that we often don't talk about. They do a bunch of the festival food booths. He's got some great descriptions. Regal Eagle, yeah, barbecue over at Epcot. Satuli Canteen was good, but not their favorite. You're going to hear what their favorite quick service was. Sanaa, ABC Commissary is on their list. He talks about the blue and green milk. He does a little review on that. Topolino Terrace, which is one of those signature restaurants. Geyser Point, California Grill. We talk about there. That's it for food. That's a lot, though. First, they talk about the first that they do and highlights. They haven't been in a couple of years, so they did a lot of the new stuff that's showed up since they were last there. We talk about pirate water. Oh, look on Netflix, by the way. There is an excellent documentary about the real pirates of the Caribbean. I checked out the first episode. When I'm done doing this intro and get all this episode ready and out to you guys today, I'm going to watch another episode of that on Netflix. Check that out. It's a series that's out there right now. I enjoyed it so far. He's going to give you some deep cut tips, so enjoy that. Well, like I said, this episode is full of food descriptions. You'll find out which restaurant won his favorite for quick service. He gives that deep into the episode. And Chris quotes a new descriptive word for us geeks when he says, he may be a full stinker. Are you a full stinker at Disney World? I know Chris Futrell is a full stinker, and I bet if you're listening to the Geekin' podcast, you are too. Oh, I'm excited to have this guy on my show today because he's come into, we've been doing these Zoom calls during the pandemic, trying to have some fun, get the Geekin' family together, talk about the G3. I think he's coming to G3. I got to ask him. But yeah, I'm excited to do another trip report. So let's bring him on. He can eat his weight in caramel corn at the Germany Pavilion. His dream is to be a Jungle Cruise skipper captain when he retires. That's a good dream. He once called a cast member first order scum, but it's okay because he called him a rebel traitor first. So please give a warm Geekin' family welcome to Chris Futrell. Hey, Chris.
Hey, geeks. Hey, Kurt. How are you?
I mean, good to see you. How was your Christmas?
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah, we had a great time.
I like your T-shirt.
Nah, thanks.
He's got the Geekin' shirt, and I'm wearing a sweatshirt. It's a little chilly in my office here. I got the the room in the far corner that doesn't have that much heat. So I'm not wearing my Disney World stuff tonight, but I'm glad to see you there, Chris.
Well, I enjoy wearing the swag whenever possible. Last trip I took, I wore probably 6 different podcast shirts, so it was nice.
Are you? Oh, nice. Yeah, you were just telling me you're a big fan of podcasts.
Yes, I'm quite an addict. I listen to about 15 to 18 of them pretty regularly.
Wow. Are they all Disney ones or other
Yes.
ones?
Mm-hmm.
No kidding. Someone told me it's been a while. There's got to be like 150 Disney podcasts.
Oh, at least. Yeah, because some of them don't make the cut. I'll listen to one episode and be like, this one's not for me.
Well, I got to imagine we made the cut then.
Oh, you made the cut. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And thanks for joining our Zoom calls. That's been fun.
Oh, it has been. I've really enjoyed that. Just getting some community out of, the Disney podcasting group. And it's that way on Twitter, too. There's certain ones of us that seem to interact a lot with a lot of the podcasters, and we just form a little bit of a community. It's kind of nice.
I tried to do that from the very beginning. I'm glad you're part of our Geekin' family. And are you planning to go to G3?
I am. I hate that I'm not going to be there for Sunday for the main Geek Meet.
Okay.
The 21st is actually 2 of my kids' birthdays.
Oh, okay.
They're not twins. They're 3 years apart, but both February 21st. So I kind of have to be home that evening. So I'm flying out that morning, but I will be there.
Okay.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Where are you from, Chris?
Southern Illinois.
All right. And so you got a love for caramel corn, it looks like, or the German pavilion, huh?
That stuff is just, it's my bane. It really is.
Your kryptonite?
It really, yeah. I just can't put and it doesn't even matter. I love the good caramel corn, like from the Germany pavilion,
right.
But that cheap, like big metal round tins that have the cheese, the regular, and it doesn't matter what kind, caramel corn, period. This is a dangerous time of year for me.
Mom, my wife does not like caramel. I don't know. I'm a big fan. Yeah. Lots of folks love that Germany pavilion. There's some good stuff in there, right?
There is.
All right. And yeah, Jungle Cruise skipper captain. Do you like the puns?
Oh, yeah. I'm kind of a punny guy myself. So yes, I do. I enjoy the cheesy dad jokes. They make me laugh.
Chris, I always laugh when I tell people what my favorite comedy is. I don't know. What's your favorite comedy then, movie wise? Think.
Probably Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's my all-time favorite. I can quote that movie pretty much from front to back.
Nice. I got to put that in the top 10. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe the top 5. I agree. My kids are good at getting these. Dumb and Dumber's been the one in my family for sure. Enjoying the Christmas vacation. The vacation movies are fantastic too.
We just watched that the other night. Yep.
There's some good Christmas movies. Even Elf has come in there high.
And you know what? I'm not a big Will Ferrell fan, but that movie, that role suited him so well. I was like, okay, I can handle him in this role.
Someone else said that to me recently. And the other one, that Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was on just the other day too. That's always
a good one.
That's always on for Thanksgiving. Boy, John Candy. Yeah, I like all that funny, goofy kind of movies for sure. And yeah, I love me some Skipper Canteen. I don't know if you ever caught any of my live recordings, but every time I do the Jungle Cruise, I record all those because there's always different shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get different jokes.
Yeah, you do.
So you like playing along with the cast members now? Rise of the Resistance. I'm guessing this quote is from Rise of the Resistance. Am I right?
It was. We were in the holding area during the middle of that experience, and they said he called me a rebel scum, or a rebel traitor. So I just said, "You first order scum. You'll not get anything out of it." My wife, her jaw dropped. I'm not usually the kind of person who jumps in and just gets into character like that, but he brought it out of me. And you could tell he was eating it up.
I think that is probably the attraction that has the most cast member. Well, I mean, Jungle Cruise skipper is one, but yeah, it's really fantastic for the experience, isn't it?
No, it is. You're right. It's great.
I love it, Chris. Let's get into this trip report. What'd you think of the pandemic going when did you go, Chris?
We went December 2nd through December 9th.
All right. That's traditionally always been, people have always said, hey, when do you want to go to Disney World and you don't have to have crowds? That was always that first week of December was one of the times people talked about.
Well, that was our original plan, was to schedule a trip. We wanted to, I've never been at Christmas.
Okay.
And I wanted to see the parks and all their Christmas glory, but I also didn't want to deal with the Christmas crowds. And that's traditionally that first week you have Pop Warner football, but other than that, not usually else. But of course, this year, all bets are off. So, we didn't know what we were going to walk into, really. Crowd wise, I wasn't unpleased. I was pretty pleased with how it looked, but I think we've already moved our family vacation next year into that week too. We were going to do it in September, and I was like, oh, I just love seeing the parks at Christmas. We're going in December again. So,
did you plan December all along?
I did. My birthday's in November, and originally, the very first week, I had thought about going in over then, but I've heard that a lot of the resorts don't have their decorations up yet by the 16th of November. And it's just, I was like, let's just keep pushing this back a little after Thanksgiving. And that way everything's decorated. And so, yeah, that was the original plan.
Okay.
And
so you weren't really impacted by all the reschedules and all that kind of jazz.
I never once canceled the trip. I was like, no, we're keeping this on until the last second. And I was glad we did. Awesome.
I'm glad you did too. And where'd you stay? And who went?
It was just me and my wife.
All
we left
right.
the kids at home. Yes.
How many kids you got?
We 4.
Oh,
yeah.
You outdid me, buddy.
Step down. They're 21, 18, 15, and 12. Like I said, we're taking them next December, but we wanted a trip just for us. I've never been to an adults only trip, and it will not be the last time we do that. It was glorious.
I was so surprised. I don't know about your wife, but my wife, she's a mom. I mean, she's through and through. Like, everything was about the kids all the time. And that one time she said, well, I used to go down for a conference. And when she said, I would like to go when you go down for that conference if you're going in January. And I was like, you will? So were you surprised your wife? How did this conversation
she got
go?
Me into Disney.
All right.
So I was not Disney growing up. I went once when I was 12, and that was in 1986.
Okay.
And I went a half day to Magic Kingdom and a half day to Epcot. Barely remember anything about it, and didn't go again until 2016. We got married in 2015, and they were Disney people. And she was like, well, you're going to have to learn to love Disney World. And I was like, well, I haven't been in so many years. I don't mind going again. Oh. And I just fell in love. So
she's a big fan.
Then now I've surpassed. She likes Disney. I'm the crazy one. So I'm the Disney nerd now. But it was, it was different the way because a lot of people, they're like, oh, we've been into Disney since we were kids. I wasn't like that. So, but I do appreciate detail and immersion and just the excellence of which they do things at the Disney parks. There's just no match for it. So
you're preaching to the choir here, pal.
And on a side note, you just talked about your conference you went to.
Yeah.
The job, I'm a network analyst here at a local healthcare facility.
Okay.
And when I first started there, our email was through Lotus Notes. I figured you'd get a kick out of that.
You must have heard me talk about Lotus.
I have heard you talk about that before. And I was like, Lotus Notes? I remember Lotus Notes.
I like to throw out those little tidbits out there and throw it out there and see if anyone catches it. So I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear you're kind of in the same line of work. Yeah. I went to Lotus Sphere, my first Disney World in 1999. And then a couple of years, I ended up going to like 7 of those, Chris, which was fantastic since they were in Disney World. But yeah.
Yeah, I keep looking for IT conferences in Orlando for my company to send me to, and they're just not going to do it. They're like, no, we don't go places. We'll have people in, but we're not. And now conferences, who knows when they'll be back,
A lot of things are virtual. Yeah, a lot of things are virtual now, I know, we had a bunch of people go down to Orlando for Microsoft. Microsoft has a big one. It's not in Disney World, but it's called Ignite, and it's in Orlando. So we had a bunch of people go down, but I was not one of them. There you go.
Nice.
All right, let's get into the resort that you stayed at, Chris.
We stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and we stayed at Jumbo House.
First time?
First time. Yeah. In fact, first time we've stayed anywhere other than Value.
Nice. So, are you ruined?
No, well, I don't know about ruined. We're going back to Value in December just because we're bringing extended family and we need 2 rooms and the whole 9 yards. So,
gotcha. Yeah.
But It was definitely for an adults only trip. If we do any more of those, we won't be staying value. It was very nice. I'm going out and having your coffee on the balcony, watching the giraffes and zebras. There's just nothing quite like that.
You definitely treated yourself.
Oh, it was wonderful. It really was.
How nice
the only thing was it was also kind of creepy because the only open part of Jumbo House is the 5th floor because that is the only DVC floor there. And the rest of Jumbo House isn't open.
Right.
So,
it was like a ghost.
It was a ghost town. I mean, there was at one point I was just wandering the hotel on the 3rd floor and I saw those 2 creepy twins from The Shining. And I mean, it was absolutely a ghost town. I mean, just there was nobody there. I saw maybe 2 people in the lobby at one time. That was it.
I could see how that could be like The Shining.
Yeah, it was.
They got long hallways, right?
Oh my goodness. I did use the touring plan room request and it did not pan out at all. It was nowhere close to where we requested.
Interesting.
We had a hike. We had a hike from the lobby.
Even though there weren't that many people there. That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. They put us way down.
Did you see any people like on the floor at all?
Yeah. Every once in a while we passed them by. Like I said, everybody was on the 5th floor. So our floor, was the only floor there were people. But between the views and the lobby, I think that lobby gets overlooked, especially at Christmas. It is a stunning lobby, especially during Christmas. They really do it up.
So much. There's no describing. I remember reading you heard of these 5-star resorts, but there's nothing that compares, I think, in the entire world. You got a savannah outside your resort.
No, it's definitely different from anything else.
It's awesome. Yeah. Did you do anything else on property there? Did you try Sanaa?
We did. We went to Kidani, went to visit the gift shop, went to visit Sanaa. And the reason, of course, is there was nothing open at Jumbo. No restaurants, no gift shop. The pool was open. And on the weekends, the little pool bar had the area for food for like quick service. But I mean, during the days we were at the park, so we didn't really take advantage of that. We did go down to the Kidani area pool for a little bit to visit right before Sanaa. We got there a little early that evening. But so we explored a little bit of the resort itself. It is huge. I mean, it is just a monstrous resort, especially both of them together. Just massive.
Makes me sad the food wasn't open because it's some of the best food on the property.
Well, I know that was we'll get into that later, but because I call this the trip that wasn't, because there was so much, since this was an adults only and like a total splurge trip, there were so many extras that I had on this and almost every one of them got canceled.
Oh no.
So, but that was one thing I was looking forward to was Boma. I would never eaten there, and I was like looking so forward to that, but
we got to get you to Boma. Yeah. That's one of my favorites. I call that my number 2 restaurant of all. Yeah.
And we share our number 1, by the way,
which is
Ohana. It is. We're so down about it not being open when we were there as well, because I just love that place.
Let's get into the good stuff, like the food. I like how you spelled food. You got like 10 O's in this food with exclamation points. Do you go? Is food an attraction at Disney World, Chris?
It really is. I remember when I wrote a review for your podcast, I put Kurt is my spirit animal because they talk about food all the time. And that was definitely a big attraction. And it was a big attraction because we didn't take the kids.
Yeah.
Our kids are picky. They want to eat chicken fingers and burgers and pizza all the time. And we did not go to chicken fingers, burgers, and pizza places while we were down there. We ate good. We ate bougie.
How many nights did you do, Chris?
We did 7.
Oh, wow. So I got an hour if you want to do food. I want my reputation to stay. I love it. Well, this is one that I had drinks at many times, but never, and saw the entertainment and never ate until this past year. So Raglan Road, Chris, what'd you think of that one?
Oh, it was great. Another first time experience. We had never been there. We were really up in the air between Chef Art Smith's Homecoming and Raglan Road. Okay. And it turned out that I couldn't even get a resi at the other one. So it made it an easy choice, but I was so pleased we did. It was fantastic. My wife had the pie in the sky, which is kind of a chicken pot pie with a flaky crust on the top.
Yeah.
And then I had the Shepherd's to Die For pie. And now that ground beef with that lamb that's in that red wine reduction sauce, it will absolutely destroy your taste buds. It was absolutely fantastic. I mean, it was so good. The little side that came with it was good. Now, my wife did not like the side that came with her. She was like, these vegetables taste like they've been dipped in kerosene. So I don't know what was up with that, but the rest of the meal was so good. And then that Gers bread and butter pudding. Oh, have mercy. I really didn't think anything could beat Ohana's bread pudding, but this one gives it a real run for the money.
What is it about Disney World and bread pudding?
I don't know. I heard House of Blues also has outstanding bread pudding. So
I don't know. I mean, I've heard of bread pudding, but not until you go to Disney World. It's like everywhere, it seems like.
No, the only place that you could ever get it around here was Cracker Barrel. And now, they just, at Disney World, every place seems to have it.
I am loving your descriptions already, Chris. This is fun. I can tell. You and I, we are spirit animals when it comes to food, I think. But your descriptions are better than mine. All right, let's keep going down the list.
Well, our first day at Magic Kingdom, we did lunch at Pecos Bill. And I will say this. If this was the first time I had ever used mobile order, and if it had been the only time that I'd used mobile order, if it wasn't required right now, I probably wouldn't have used it again after this. Oh, okay. It was absolute chaos. Oh. It was a mess. Yeah. We had to wait way longer than what they said. The food was ice cold when we got it. We just didn't have a good experience with it. Yep. But luckily, every other experience we had with mobile order was absolutely fantastic. Plus, the longer the week went, the more we got the hang of it. Start scheduling that right after breakfast. And that way you're not having to, if you get on 30 minutes before you want to eat, a lot of times there is no pickup window available for another hour and a half. Yeah. They do fill up depending on how busy it is. So even those mobile order pickup times, those windows will fill. So you really need to start thinking about lunch probably before, like right after breakfast, and get that scheduled, or do it while you're in a line. It's just a perfect time to go ahead and do that. So we really enjoyed the mobile order, but I didn't think we were going to after that first trip. So yep. Pecos Bill's, I usually like Pecos Bill. I think it's one of the better quick service at Magic Kingdom. But it did not work out this well this time. So
you're making me think of a tip, Chris. And what do you think of this? Because you might have a bad experience at a restaurant or somewhere on property. I've had this. My classic one was the wave. Like, we just had this. It just was a horrible experience, up and down. We could go over it, and I had a similar one at the Flying Fish. Now, I had so many. Flying Fish is one of my favorite restaurants on property. And then I had a clunker. Like, everything went wrong. But I'll tell you what, don't quit. Go back. Oh, no. Right? Don't ever quit on something, because you could go back.
No, I wouldn't. Especially when they bring back that Fixins bar, because that's really what a lot of the attraction of Pecos Bill. You can really load up your stuff, and you really can't do that right now. So
I 100% agree.
I wouldn't give up on it, but it was definitely one of the poorer experiences we had dining-wise while we were there.
Awesome. All right.
Now, that morning, we actually went to Gaston's, which had a longer line than a lot of the rides, believe it or not.
I heard that.
We got that cinnamon bun because everyone has talked about it. And it was very good. I also got a LeFou's brew. Not that impressed with that. Yeah. I almost feel like they tried to make a butterbeer that wasn't a butterbeer. Yeah. And I don't know. I just wasn't crazy about the LeFou's brew, but the cinnamon bun was very good, and it was huge. I mean, it was easily splittable between me and my wife.
As big as your head.
It really was. And then first night after our park experience. Now, what I did here, I was kind of strategic with the way I scheduled our table service meals. I scheduled almost all of them at 8 or 8:30, and that's later than what we normally eat at home. But with the park hours being shortened, I didn't want to take time out of park time to go and sit down and take an hour and a half or a 2-hour meal. Okay. So I tried to schedule them a little bit later. So we ate lunch a little bit later and just tried to kind of offset that way. So when we left Magic Kingdom on that Thursday, we went to Whispering Canyon. Yeah. We had their traditional and the pig. They have those skillets there and they don't ever disappoint. since there was just two of us, there weren't really any shenanigans. I mean, in fact, the server was overly polite, like kept calling me sir, and just, it's not what I'm used to at Whispering Canyon. I was like, what's wrong with this lady? But, it was still, she was very polite and very nice. And I mean, we got all of our food in good time and all that. And it was a tasty meal. We enjoyed that. I really liked the sausage they have on that and that brisket that they had. It was just really good. I mean, I'm from Southern Illinois. We're right next to Kentucky. We know barbecue here. And Wilderness Lodge, Whispering Canyon there, their barbecue's not bad. Now, it's not great. I can get better down a couple blocks down. That's not what I go to Disney World for, but it wasn't bad. Yeah. It was.
Have you been to Whispering Canyon before?
Yes, yes. That is one of our family's favorites. We really enjoy the ambiance and we enjoy being at the Wilderness Lodge. I mean, it's just a great place to hang out, especially at Christmas. That tree was, amazing. It was awe-inspiring.
Nice play there, dude. I like that.
Yeah. The next day we went to Hollywood Studios and we didn't really schedule a full lunch. We went to Ronto Roasters instead and had a Ronto wrap, and it was okay. I think so many people had built it up to me that this thing they crave it in the middle of the night. I've heard people say, and it was good. I wouldn't go that far with it.
I was underwhelmed. I think I got the same opinion you do, because mine didn't have a lot of slaw in it, and the sauce. I love sausage too, so it wasn't overwhelming to me.
No, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
I agree with you.
That night we really kind of went off the beaten path, and we went to Il Mulino at the Swan.
Oh, I've not heard of this.
I've heard a lot of good things about this place. They say it's, the best Italian that's on property if you consider the Swan, which Swan and Dolphin are on property. They're just not necessarily owned by Disney.
Right.
But, and I will say this, the appetizer that we got and the dessert we got were out of this world. We got an arancini, which is like a fried Italian rice ball, in their red sauce, and their red sauce, that stuff did not come out of a can. It was delicious, and it was fantastic. Both of our entrees kind of fell flat though.
Okay.
My wife got the tortellini al panna, and I got the salt and boca. And the tortellini, she said, I can make this at home. It tastes like what I get out of the freezer, and put my own Alfredo on. And then the salt and boca, it was good, but it was very plain. It really didn't have, probably my mistake for not going to an Italian restaurant and getting pasta, because I didn't. I got, the salt and boca, which is the veal and in the sauce with the spinach. And it was good. I'm not going to say it wasn't good, but it was not our favorite. It definitely, I was like, But I will say this. 2 entrees, a dessert, and a appetizer altogether was like $85. So it was not the signature price that we were expecting, because on the Disney site, it has that listed as fine signature dining. And we paid about the same there as we did at Whispering Canyon, and we didn't get desserts or appetizers or anything. So, we didn't feel like we were really robbed on money on that. And it was good. I was glad we went. It was nice to see the Swan and Dolphin. You can definitely tell they are nice hotels, but they are not overly Disney themed.
Yeah,
they still look like a really nice Marriott.
Yeah.
Because they are a really nice Marriott.
In a really great location.
Yes. Yeah. Their location can't be beat.
That's right.
Now, the next day we had Epcot. So we did not schedule any. I actually had Beer Garden scheduled because I've never been there, but we canceled that because we just wanted to do Festival of the Holidays. We were like, we can just wander around and graze on whatever. And we had some great things at some of those booths. Yeah. Both of our favorite was the giant tostada with the chorizo. It was outstanding. That chorizo was hot. It was spicy, and it had a very a cool cream cheese type of sauce on top with those pickled onions. Everything went together. The tartness of the onions and the spiciness of the chorizo. It was perfect. It really was. It had that black bean on it, and it was wonderful. I would have went back and got 3 or 4 more of them, but that was the first booth we hit. So I was like, I can't do this. We got to keep going. The Germany booth was excellent. The pork schnitzel that we had. In fact, that was the day, Epcot was the day I was wearing my Geekin' on WDW shirt.
Okay.
And we had just went to the Germany booth, and I got the pork schnitzel and she got the cheese fondue in the bread bowl. And we had went to a little table out by the water, and somebody asked me about the shirt. So I started telling them about the podcast, and I'm not really paying attention, and I am just carving that schnitzel up and stuffing it in my mouth the whole time. My wife got one bite of it. In fact, at one point, she built up a little bite for herself, and then I didn't even look, and poked a fork in it and put it right in my mouth. And she just was staring at me like, what are you? I'm so laser focused on what I'm doing, and I was talking to this guy and was not paying attention to anything else. But it was really good.
So your wife's not a fan of the podcast then?
She's like, you just need to stop nerding out with these Disney people. I was like, I can't help it. But,
I think, Chris, you're a foodie.
I am. I love good food. And we also had the crab and cheese wontons, which was basically a nice way of saying crab rangoon, because that's what it was. It was crab rangoon, but it was very good. It was better than what you're going to find at your local Chinese restaurant, I think.
Nice.
And then we also did the cookie stroll while we were doing it.
Yeah.
You get a little card and you have to eat 5 different cookies, and then they give you a complimentary cookie if you get a stamp at each, booth. So we did those, and some of them, the Germany, the Linzer cookie, it has the like little jam in the center. It's like a raspberry jam in the center of that was excellent. The crinkle cookie in the U.S. was really good. Some of the peppermint cookies weren't that hot.
I think I heard the same thing from another listener that did that.
Yeah. And that gingerbread cookie that was in World Showplace was absolutely disgusting. It tasted like
oh no,
cured meat. I don't even understand how a cookie can taste like cured meat, but it did. It was pretty gross.
Did you get a prize at the end of your cookie stroll?
We did get a prize at the end. I wish almost that we had went back the next day. I heard they run out of the prize cookies, so they started giving away the huge Spaceship Earth salted caramel cookie, because that would have been good. But instead we got some pretty foofy, Instagrammable Minnie Mouse peppermint wheel, and it was okay. But we just wanted to say we completed it. It was fun. We did that in the morning. We hit Future World in the afternoon. Most of the lines were pretty short. We didn't really wait for anything too long. Came back, went one more trip around because we wanted, I think you saw a post I made in the Facebook group of that cup I got in Germany, that mug I got in Germany. Yeah. We had seen that one and we wanted to go back and get it. And that's when I got the caramel corn as well. And I was like, we got a whole nother set of booths on the other side of the showcase with the L'Chaim and all those. And she was like, let's just go to Regal Beagle. That's what I always call it. It's not, I know it's Regal Eagle, but I'm a Three's Company guy. So, it's the Regal Beagle to me. But we went there and got a brisket sandwich and a barbecue burger. Those were both really good. She got onion rings with hers, and I got mac and cheese with mine. And I'm sorry, Kurt, but I'm going to disappoint you. We didn't try any beer there.
What is going on, Chris?
You just want to hear somebody who tries beer there, but neither my wife or I are big drinkers, so.
Is this so weird? Everyone's torturing me. I
heard you I still haven't listened to the second part of Glenn's. I think that dropped today. But
he's not a beer. I know he's not a beer drinker.
No, he's not.
Oh my god!
But it was a lot of fun. Epcot's still my favorite park. It was before I went this time, and it has remained the same.
I think I know why.
All the construction and everything else. Yeah, you probably do.
I'm figuring that out, Chris.
Yeah. I'm a large mammal, and I do it well. So the next day we had Animal Kingdom, and
oh my God.
I went to Kusafiri hoping to get the other cinnamon roll because everyone talks about the two. Kusafiri's not open. And I asked if they had moved it somewhere, and the guy had no clue. He was like, I don't know.
The colossal Mickey head you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we didn't get the cinnamon bun.
Oh,
we
Chris.
Ended up just getting something from...
You know where they have that is Starbucks.
Like Creature Comforts there?
There's a Starbucks when you come into, kind of when you're on your way up to Africa, there's a Starbucks on the left-hand side there. They've had the class.
Okay.
Sorry.
And I had asked the gentleman who was walking around if that's where they had moved the Mickey. He was like, I don't think so. I don't know. He was not very informed. And I know a lot of these cast members have been moved from where they normally are to new places. So I definitely cut a lot of the cast members some slack. I saw them deal with some pretty crazy stuff while we were there. So, really my heart goes out to them.
Absolutely.
We did have Satuli Canteen for lunch. We had never been there.
Oh,
We had
cool.
never been to Pandora. So
cool.
last time we went was in 2016. That wasn't open yet. So we went to Pandora and we did the satuli. We both got the chopped chicken with the noodles and the garlic sauce. Outstanding. It's so different. You know, it's just a different quick service meal than what you're going to find pretty much anywhere else.
Yep.
But I will say this, it was not our favorite quick service of the trip.
Ooh, you got me intrigued.
That's still left to come. So Animal Kingdom, of course, closes early than any other park. So once they closed, we went back to the Animal Kingdom Lodge and kind of got changed and went over to, that's the night we went to Sanaa.
Okay.
And we had the bread service, which of course was just great. That's one of those few things that everyone talks about that I did not feel like was overrated. I was completely satisfied with it. I was like, yes, they are right. This is excellent. All the different kinds of naan. They had a spicy naan, a garlic naan, a regular. They just had so many different kinds of bread along with all the accompaniments. It was just outstanding just to try, each one. And they went from, very, very mild or even like almost a cucumber type of sauce that was just had no spice at all the way up to one that had a fairly decent amount of heat. I'm a spice lover. When I cook chili, it could peel the paint off walls. In fact, I'm the only one in the house who eats it. So, of course, I didn't find anything in Disney World that's just spicy enough for me, but it was it was good. I like it when it has a kick. So, we enjoyed that. You
gotta bring your own spice and put it.
You know what? I actually looked to see if the hot sauce that I had actually made packets, and they don't, or they did, but you can only order them like per 5,000 for like industrial kitchens, and I was like, I ain't spending $300 on hot sauce. So, but
you're too funny.
We both got the pochi inspired. I got the braised beef. She got the butter chicken. Yeah. Hers was definitely the winner. Mm-hmm. Mine was good, but it tasted like pot roast. Okay. And I was like, well, I mean, if you like pot roast, this is great. When you mix it with the jasmine rice and the vegetables, it definitely gave it a different flavor, and it was good. But her butter chicken, especially once she got it mixed with everything, it was great. And I'm an adventurous eater, but Indian has never been my favorite. But that was really good. I mean, I was super impressed with it.
Chris, you're a better version of me. You know what you're just more of a foodie than me, but you got some of the same taste, it seems like, because I have not been in India. People come on the show and rave about Sanaa, and I'm just like, I like the bread service. I've tried Indian and I'm not a fan. But,
well, and we have a few authentic Indian places around, and I'm just, I'm like, it's like the old comic bit where he says, "Oh, you like Indian food? Bring a sandwich. Bring two. You can sell one." That's how I was about about that.
But you like spice though. I mean, Indian.
Oh, I love the spice. It's just the flavor profile. Yeah, it just was different.
You just said that perfectly. The flavor profile.
Yeah. So the next day we had our second Hollywood Studios day. We had some snack, I think, at Starbucks. In fact, it was absolutely awful. It was this, it really was. It was this like red velvet whoopie pie. It tasted like sawdust. There was like zero flavor. This thing was made solely for Instagram. That is it. It was purty. And that's as far as it would go. Just purty. But after that, we actually met up with a couple that we go to church with whose trip overlapped ours. Okay. And they had the same 2 final days as us. And our 2 final days were Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom. And that's what they had as their second and third day there. So we got met up with them. We did a few things that we didn't get to do the first day. The first day we were at Hollywood Studios, Rock and Roller Coaster was down all day. And that's one of our favorites. So we got to go back and do that again. Nice. Mickey and Minnie's did again. We did several things again. We had lunch at ABC Commissary, and it was really good. It was shockingly good.
Is that the good one? Is that the number one?
No,
okay.
No,
we're not there yet.
No. It was good. It wasn't great. It wasn't better than Satuli. But when you think of ABC Commissary, at least last time we went there in 2016, we got a bacon cheeseburger and the kids got chicken fingers. But, I had a chicken club that was out of this world, and my wife got this buffalo chicken grilled cheese. that she just raved about. She was like, this is real. I'm going to make this at home. She was like, I can make this. It was like a buffalo chicken dip, but it also had like sliced provolone that was melted on it. And
nice.
It was very, very good.
This is so pleasing to hear. And I had did they still have the ribs and the beef?
I think they do.
Pot roast
I saw that on there.
So, this is a great menu now, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah, it really is. It's a lot better than what it used to be.
That's so good.
I know one of the ladies that was with us got the pork carnitas, the tacos, little street tacos.
Oh.
And they had black beans with it and she said she raved about it. She was like, it was outstanding. They use more of those pickled onions. I don't know what they've got about pickled onions in Walt Disney World right now. They put them on everything, but they're really good. So that was really good. And we went and had the blue and green milk. I figured I had to try both to give it a good.
What's the verdict?
Go,
What's your verdict?
I enjoyed the blue.
Okay.
That's as far as I'll go.
What's the difference between the two? The
green was like drinking Ladies Chanel No. 5. It tasted like pure perfume. It was
all right. It
was all florally and I did not enjoy that. My wife finished that off and she said she wasn't that crazy about it either. But, and then, we went to Topolino's Terrace that night. Nice. This is the one that I used touring plans for to get a reservation because there were no reservations. And I put in, they'll go in and look several times a day for you. And I had already missed it 2 or 3 times. I'd gotten texts in the middle of the night, hey, a reservation came open. And I would try to get in there half asleep and I was never able to get it. But I finally got one.
Cool.
I went there and it was good.
Okay.
We enjoyed the food. She had a rigatoni and it's house-made pasta. They make it right there. When you walk up there, you see the racks of pasta that they're hand making. And so it did not taste like it come out of a frozen case. It was very good. I had the tomahawk veal chop and it was very good. I love veal. The presentation was awesome. The little potato dish that came with it was the winner of the whole meal. It was even better than the veal. It was creamy. Wow. It had some kind of a almost woodsy taste to it. I don't know. It was really delicious. The veal was good. The atmosphere just wasn't for us. I mean, this place was, we did several signature dining places, but this was the only one that actually felt stuffy. We almost felt like we had to have our finger in the air eating there. It was very much, the servers were so informed. I mean, they could tell you the exact goat, the name of the goat that this cheese came from. They were like, well, this was from Harold. He was the favorite goat of Farmer Gene, and he milked this one only at 5:30 a.m. And it was just, they were so informed. And so, but it was just, I don't know, we're not hillbillies, we're not rednecks, but we just felt a little out of place in that place. The food was fine. It was good. And really, it wasn't outrageous. It was still in that $85 to $90 range for both of us. So it didn't really feel like a signature price. It definitely felt like a signature atmosphere. And it was kind of cool going over to see the Riviera. It's a beautiful resort. It's not nearly as grand as what I thought it would be. The lobby's small. It just doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel like the Grand Flow. It doesn't feel, as grand as that. I don't think it'd be anywhere I'd want to buy when it comes to DVC, but it's a nice place to go visit. And I'd like to try their quick service, that Primo Piatto. I've heard it's really good.
Yes.
The next day we went to Magic Kingdom. Since we had already been there one day, we weren't rushed into everything. In fact, we didn't even visit Tomorrowland our first day there. Okay. We just kind of hit the left side of the park, and we decided the second day we'd hit the right side of the park. We were with that other couple again. So we kind of did some of the stuff they were doing. At one point they were like, well, we're going to go ride Splash Mountain. Well, that day the high was 48. It was cold in the park. I was like, you have fun with that. We rode that when it was 80 degrees the other day. We're not doing that again. But we did all 4 go over to Geyser Point at the Wilderness Lodge and eat out by the lake. And it was the best quick service meal we had the entire trip.
I'm not surprised by this one.
Fantastic. And that would be if I know it's not till later. You usually ask, what are your biggest tips? My biggest tip is if you are not trying to squeeze everything in the Magic Kingdom into one day, if you have 2 days, take the time to go to Geyser Point. It is worth it. The prices are, you have to tip because they do come out and wait on your table, but it's still quick service pricing. We got an appetizer and 2 entrees and it was $40. Mm-hmm. That's what we pay anywhere else for that. That's what we'd have paid at Pecos Bills for an appetizer and 2 entrees. So, she had a turkey sandwich that had cranberry mayonnaise, Granny Smith apples, and bacon, this like thick applewood smoked bacon. My wife didn't even really care for turkey. She just said it sounded really good, and she just raved about it. I had, of course, the bison burger. That's kind of what they're known for, is that bison. Yeah. And it's not gamey. It's just got such a good flavor, so juicy. And we had the cheesy brisket dip with the house-made chips, and those chips were fantastic along with that brisket. And it was, like I said, the best quick service meal we had of the day. In fact, that was the best dining day we had altogether, because that night we went to California Grill. And as opposed to Topolino's Terrace, this place it had an energy to it that is just unbelievable. Mm-hmm. We're sitting right there by the bar. The servers just whizzing out of the little wine bar that they have going there, the sushi that they have coming out. It's got an energy that's just unlike anything else I've seen at Walt Disney World when it comes to dining. Our server, her name was April, and she was amazing. She was very knowledgeable, but yet I could still tell. I asked her about 3/4 of the way through the meal. I was like, "You don't usually serve here, do you? You've come here after the closure." She was like, "Yeah, I'm usually a top of the world lounge host up there." Right. And since they're not open yet, a lot of these people have had to move places. In fact, I heard somebody say on Twitter their favorite Ohana server, a big Hawaiian guy, waited on him at Le Cellier the other day. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird. They're taking the longest tenured servers and moving them to places, that are open.
I think I know who exactly you're talking about at Ohana. Yeah. I wish I knew his name, but when you said that, I was like, I could tell that wasn't her main restaurant, but boy, she just did so well. And she was the best cast interaction we had the whole trip. Chris, we had an experience at Top of the World. Speaking of the Wave, we did the Wave dinner. This was a DVC event. And then they took us up to Top of the World for the fireworks. It was part of the dinner, show kind of thing. And we had this one, they brought out white blankets because it was cold up on the top. And this cast member was handing out blankets. I'm thinking, because I was really concerned about going up there. It was cold that night, and I was really concerned. This is not going to be enjoyable for freezing cold up here. And that cast member was handing out blankets, and I'm like, how cool is that? And she was just so pleasant. I wonder if it's the same person.
I wonder too, because this woman was just amazing. Yeah. So we had a very nice visit with her. We had the braised beef short rib wontons, they were very good. In fact, this feels like I'm giving Glenn's report again, because I got the exact same thing he did with the braised short rib wontons and the oak fired fillet of beef. And my wife at one point was like, well, now you're just showing off, because I was cutting it with a fork just to show her that you did not need a knife for this filet. It was incredible.
Oh my gosh.
It was hands down the best meal we had the whole time we were there, which we also paid more there than what we paid everywhere else, but it was worth it. We had a very strategic strategy. We're normally dining plan people, and us going by ourselves and them not having the dining plan, I started socking away Disney gift cards about 1.5 years ago, actually. And by the time we went, we had $2,250 worth of Disney gift cards. So, I was like, you get what you want to get. We are going to, no matter what. And every other meal would come in under budget as far as I was concerned. So I was like, we can go out a little bit with this one. So it was so good. She had the grilled pork tenderloin, and she just raved about it. She was like, this is by far the best meal that we've had. The observation deck was a little chilly that night. As I said, that was a cold day at Magic Kingdom. So we didn't stay out there long, but the views are just so good, especially with the projections changing on the castle. And in fact, I put a picture of our first night. I caught an awesome picture of the projections changing and the fireworks going off at one point. It looked like a postcard. It really did. And I'm not a very good photographer, so I was pretty proud of that one. It was really pretty up there. It was a nice, we had never been, once again, first time experience, and it was So worth it. We will definitely do that again, just not with them kids.
We love kids, everybody. He's got 4 and I got 3. We can, but
absolutely. I think everyone needs to get an adult trip in sometime. You will not regret it. It was so good.
I hear that all the time. And Chris, I was a little intimidated by you as you started going through your trip report here and the food, but being a podcaster, we say things that we like and other guests that come on say things they're like, but I feel like we gave you good tips here and you kind of parroted them back to us.
Yeah, well, that was I've learned so much off all the podcasts I listen to, but yours especially when it comes to food, because it is so food centric. And I've just heard so much and learned so much. And they was like, well, now I got to try this. Now there's this thing that we got to do because, the geeks all say this is what to do. So, we had moments like that and she let me take the reins. I mean, I said she was the Disney person before, and her mom, my mother-in-law, used to plan all the trips, and she let me go wild on it. She was like, I don't even want to know. You just tell me where we're going and I'll go along. I'm going to let you plan. So, that's kind of how we did it. And, we had our favorites. Raglan Road, Geyser Point, Sanaa, and Cali Grill were definitely our favorites. Pecos Bill, like I said, we just had a bad experience. Il Mulino, I'd probably give the place another try and actually get pasta. I mean, we go to an Italian restaurant and don't order pasta. That's kind of my own fault. I feel like I just slapped my own hand for that one. We also did go to Oga's Cantina on our first Hollywood Studios day. Yeah. That was another one I used the touring plans reservation finder to get. And it was about 4:00. And we really just dropped in to kind of catch the vibe. We got one during a fuzzy tauntaun, which of course makes your lips and your tongue go numb. And it was different, but the atmosphere was just really neat. And I think really it would have been even better without the physical distancing. That place looks like a place that would have so much energy if it were packed and just people standing around the bar and standing all over. But with how they're having to space everybody, it just didn't have the same zip to it, because I'm not a Star Wars nut, but I've seen all the movies. Yeah. And so, I grew up on that. Right. And that, especially from A New Hope, the bar that they go into, the greatest wretched hive of scum and villainy, that bar, it did feel like that. It really did. But I think it would have felt so much better if they were able to really pack more people in. And that's not something you usually say, I want a bigger crowd. But in that place, I think it almost needed it. You just nailed it. Yeah, I agree. It's chaotic in there normally without the distancing, because and you actually have to sit with other people a lot of times when you're in the booth, like strangers. Of course, with me, I had things I had little giveaways for my podcast and stuff. But it's definitely a place you want to go with a lot of people, and just, it's a loud, crazy, it's supposed to be that way. So we'll get there. We'll get back there one of these days. Hopefully February, right? Yeah. Well, I don't know. You just mean to the crazy crowd levels. Yes, that's what I mean. Yeah. So you had a chance to do some first things besides food. What were some of your favorites that you'd never done before? Well, obviously, Animal Kingdom Lodge was a first, and that was, in fact, we had never even been over to Animal Kingdom Lodge, so that was a first, and that was just amazing. We had never seen any of the new lands. Pandora, Toy Story Land, Galaxy's Edge, all that was new for us. So how do you rank them? I would probably rank still Pandora as first. Wow. Galaxy's Edge is second, and then Toy Story Land. Toy Story Land's all right, but it's kind of just a hallway of a land. I mean, there's not really, it's not expansive. It's just kind of a long hallway. Everything's on your left or right. Take your pick, but Slinky's a lot of fun. Oh my goodness. That was one of my underrated. Cause I've heard people say, well, it's not quite a kiddie coaster, but it's not like well, let me tell you, I'm not 25 anymore. I am 47 years old, and Space Mountain, that will be the last time I ever ride Space Mountain. It threw me around so bad. I hurt so bad coming off that. And when you compare that to Slinky Dog, that is the smoothest coaster. And you get some G's on it too. I mean, you can feel, you get some speed on it, and that's what's scary. A lot of people don't know this. Space Mountain, the top speed is 29 miles an hour. That is the top speed of that coaster, which is crazy. Yeah. They make it feel like you're going way faster than that. Right. But when you can't see the turns and the jerks and my back just could not handle that. So I was very impressed with Slinky. In fact, that was one of the ones I was like, I'll stand in that long line again to do that when the second day we go. I really want to do that again. This was also the first time we did the Jingle Cruise. I've only done the Jungle Cruise. I enjoy the bad jokes. It was kind of neat seeing the overlay. I've never seen that kind of overlay on it. That was neat. Festival of Holidays, of course, I've never been to Festival. Every other time it's always been Epcot Light. There's been no festivals going on. This was neat to be able to, go to the booths and kind of enjoy that. I really wish we got to do more Christmas stuff, but so much of that was not happening this year. So we just kind of had to deal with that. It's the first time we ever rope dropped.
No kidding.
We always get there like roundabout open, maybe a half hour afterward. But, since I've listened to so many podcasts, I figured out you really want to get stuff done. You get there an hour before it opens because they always let people in early and you can get so much stuff done. We did that our first day at Hollywood Studios. We walked on to Mickey and Minnie's.
Oh, wow.
I mean, and that's crazy. That's the newest ride they have. And we just walked right on because we were that early.
Yeah. Wendy and her friend said the same thing. They were like first train. So are you a convert to rope dropping now?
I am, especially when we have our kids. This trip was different. I didn't feel like we needed to rope drop. Like when we were going to Epcot, the only ride that I have to do is Soarin'. I love Soarin'. It was my favorite ride when I went in 2016. Love that ride, even with its bent Eiffel Tower and everything else. I still love it. Since that was our only real, I didn't care about going test track. I'm like, test track. I go 65 miles in a car every day. Why do I want to go I'm not going to wait in the 70-minute line to do that. Yeah. So, but when it's just me and her, we can do what we want. Yeah. And, so we did Spaceship Earth, we did Soarin', we did the Seas, and that was it, when it comes to rides. So we didn't really feel like we had to rope drop every park every day. Okay. Our very first day at Magic Kingdom, we rope dropped the Emporium. Because we were looking out for some merch, some specific merch that we wanted to get. And so, we went there right away. And then we went to Adventureland and kind of knocked out the left side of the park. But the one day we should have rope dropped was our Animal Kingdom day. But, it was Epcot the night before and we were kind of not wanting to get up that early. And we really should have because that was the day we waited in the longest lines was on Animal Kingdom because we got there about an hour after they opened. And I mean, everything was already 80 minutes, 90 minutes. It was pretty crazy. The crowds were pretty heavy on the last couple of days we were there.
You think you can drag the kids out at rope drop?
Oh, I think so. I think so. We just won't tell them what time it is. Yeah.
Hide the clocks.
Yeah.
Skyliner.
The Skyliner was another first. And I will say this about the Sky. We did something kind of interesting on our Epcot day. Because we knew we didn't have to rope drop, we took a bus from Animal Kingdom Lodge to Animal Kingdom and then immediately hopped on a bus to Caribbean Beach.
Okay.
And because we knew that was the hub. And we didn't want to have to take 2 Skyliner lines just to get to Epcot. And then from Caribbean Beach, we got in the Skyliner line and we waited and took the Skyliner to Epcot because we knew that was the only opportunity we were going to have to ride it since we're not at any of those resorts. I will say this. It is a great way of transportation. I think it's extremely efficient if it's not at Park Open. At Park Open, it is not efficient.
Yeah.
We got there that we should have been there probably still a half hour before the park opened, and instead we were there a half hour after the park opened.
Okay.
Because it's just the lines are so incredibly long at Caribbean Beach. I can only imagine if you were staying at Pop Century, having to wait twice, there, and then once you get to the Caribbean Beach. And of what I hear, it's only like that at Park Open. The rest of the day, get right on. You get where you want to go. It's very efficient. We enjoyed the actual ride. It was like a ride, it was an attraction basically. And it was great. We really enjoyed it, but we probably wouldn't use it again for rope drop.
I had a good experience coming out of Epcot late after fireworks too, though, Chris, thinking about that. The line looked really long, but it moved. At least that was before.
It does keep moving. Yeah.
That was before the distancing and stuff too, though.
Right.
All right. Good first. Boy, you had a lot of firsts.
Yeah, we did. And like I said, when you go 30 years without going, and then, we took a week-long trip, but there's been so much that's open since 2016. Obviously, there's a lot more new that's open. It's so weird to think that, after 4 years, we go once, then I'm going again in February, and then we're going again in December. I'm like, I ain't waiting like that again. I have done my waiting time. Now this is going to be a regular thing. So
now, I want to ask you what you splurged on in it. And I know you said something really important that maybe it got glazed over, but you made a comment. Signature restaurants, you were saying how it was at Topolino might have been a little stuffy. I'm kind of a casual dining person too, but I think one of the reasons I like Flying Fish and California Grill is I don't feel like they feel casual to me. Like the open kitchen, maybe it is, or maybe it's.
I think that was a big part of it. Yeah. You're watching those chefs do what they do, and
they're blue collar, man, all the way.
They really are. They're frenetic. They're just going at a constant pace, and it does. Like I said, there's an energy there that is just amazing.
Yeah, and I can remember I was thinking about Flying Fish as you were talking about California Grill. They do have. My experience has been the wait staff is so knowledgeable, and I've always said they're the best cast members on property for dining. If you haven't been to Flying Fish, Chris, I want you to try that one.
That was on our list, of course, but it's not open right now.
Okay, but when it does, I want you to try that one because I'd love to hear your take on that one. But it's got a little bit of a stuffy feel, but I don't know. It still feels pretty casual to me. I'm really comfortable. Right. I'm really comfortable there, but I just like that little take that you snuck in there.
Yeah. And, signature dining was definitely our number one splurge this time. I mean, we saved up a lot of money just for that. We had right before Christmas, of course, we wanted to do some merch and get some stuff for people. And of course, my wife actually got me my Christmas present while we were down there. It was that Disney watch, and it's very understated. It's not a huge Mickey head on top of my wrist. It's just a very attractive navy blue metal watch, but it has a little Mickey head right under the 12. I mean, it's just so sharp.
I saw it. I think you posted it in our group.
I did. Yeah. And then the other splurge that we only took advantage of the last 3 or 4 days of the trip, which I wish we would have been doing the whole time, that was using Lyft. Oh my goodness. With being an Animal Kingdom Lodge, the only means of transportation you have are the buses, and Lyft ended up becoming just a lifesaver, especially for the restaurant because of the way that I scheduled our meals. It was after park close. So by the time that we got out of our meals, the only way to get back to your resort would be to get to Disney Springs and then find an Animal Kingdom bus from there to go. We're not at 10 o'clock at night. You're not going to do that. No. Right. We just called Lyft, and it was wonderful. It's the first time I've ever used rideshare anywhere. So we don't live in a big area down here, so it's not something we've ever used.
If you're eating at a resort and you got to go home to a resort, you can't go. There's no bus that goes straight to the resort.
No. You have to finagle ways to get there if you want to take free transportation, which free transportation is great. We usually stick with the Disney buses, but that particular resort is so far out that it's just easier to use a rideshare. And Lyft was just so easy to use.
Were your splurges worth it? Your signature dining, was it worth it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, this is something that we would not do with the kids. There's a few places we would add in. I think Raglan Road's probably going to become a regular on our trip, because I think the kids would be able to find stuff there to eat. They wouldn't touch anything at Sanaa. They wouldn't. And California Grill, I ain't paying for that. Nah, for all of them. No.
I understand. I was in your same shoes. Do you want to explore you're in a predicament now because you found some ones that you really love. And then you probably like to explore also. Isn't that the toughest thing at Disney World?
I do. And you know what? I've never eaten at your number 3, or 3 or 4, Beaches and Cream.
Yeah.
I think that's your number 3, isn't it?
It is.
But I've never eaten there, but I am on, I'm on for that Thursday of the Geek Meet. So I'll be there. I've never eaten at Jungle Skipper Canteen.
Yep.
And I've got that scheduled for G3, and I have 50s Primetime, never eaten there. And I had that scheduled for G3. So I'm not just going to the places that I found that I liked. I'm trying to I really do want to get a broad, spectrum of what to eat there.
I want to hear how you make out at those. I think Skipper Canteen's got some of the spicier entrees.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
If you like that, I think you'll like that one. That one, you hear on the podcast, we get kind of a 50-50 for that one, but I think you'll like that one. Well, especially you like the puns. You got to tell them to do the whole the whole shtick for you too.
And I've heard that if you tell them it's your first time there, they'll really go over the top with the shtick. So
there you go.
That's kind of what I'm hoping for.
That's our tip for you then. Perfect. Any good stories? Any good interactions? Or
well, the flight there was an adventure. We live from St. Louis,
okay,
and it was originally scheduled to be a nonstop flight, but about 2 months before the trip, they changed it to a layover at Midway in Chicago. So we get onto the plane in St. Louis and the navigation computer won't boot. And so they have to replace it. We take off an hour late.
Okay.
And as we're pulling into Chicago, they're like, people who have the Orlando flight, you may need to look for a later flight. So we busted our butts getting off that plane, and we were those people running through the tarmac, and we made it. They were just getting ready to close up the hatch, and they were like, you were the two we were waiting on. And I was like, oh my gosh. So we got on the plane, and we got to Orlando, and I was like, there's no way our luggage made it. There is no way that they could. It was the first luggage on the carousel. Was ours. I was like, wow, we're starting right off with some pixie dust. So that was my biggest test of cardio all week. And I mean, we trained for this. I trained for Disney World. I go about 2 months before I start a walking regiment, and I train because I'm a large mammal. I mean, it's gonna take me some doing to get to where I need to be in Disney World shape. But that was my biggest test of cardio. Running through that airport, I will never do that again. I'll be like, nope, we'll catch the next flight.
So you were breathing so hard you didn't care people were giving you dirty looks.
No, they were too. I know I had to have bumped a few people. I can't really help it. It's not like I'm going to be in somebody's way. I'm big enough. I'm going to be in somebody's way. We did see some very interesting other guest reactions at some of the parks. There was one guy he was in line for the Haunted Mansion. He was probably in his mid-50s and totally decked out in Disney gear. I mean, had the hat, the watch, the whole 9 yards. But there was a younger couple who, because of the physical distancing, they thought they were at the end of the line, and they jumped right in front of him. And he had a meltdown like you would not believe, yelling at cast members, "We have line jumpers here. We have line jumper." And they were horrified. They got up. "Sir, I'm sorry. We didn't know." "Yeah, you got to wait like everybody else." And I mean, then they started yelling back and forth, and they were like, "You could have been nicer. You got to wait like." It was just, we were horrified. I was like, if they would have jumped in front of us, I would have just let them. I would have been like, "You didn't know. Just come on. It's going to be okay." That Haunted Mansion line went almost all the way back to Frontierland, and we still got through it in 20 minutes.
I've heard that.
The line just moves and moves and moves. It just,
that's an intimidating line, Chris.
It really is, but it's just not that. Yeah. It's not nearly as bad as it looks. And then we were at Dinosaur. They refused to give the couple in front of us their picture because they took off their mask during the ride. And so they did not give them their photo.
Nobody's talked about this. Yeah, mention that. Yeah, that's right.
Now, for a while, they were digitally putting masks on people, and then they stopped doing that for some reason. I thought that was a great idea, just cover them up. Because there are other people in that car who were kind of getting the shaft by not getting their picture because you weren't wearing your mask. But you know what? For the most part, we didn't really go over the pandemic details down there. But they were so good. I mean, they're so on top of it. They don't let anyone slide by. They're not mean about it. They're just always reminding, hey, please cover your nose. And they were as kind as they could be to this couple too. They were like, folks, when you go to Disney World right now, you know what's expected of you. Yeah. Just do it. just play ball. Yeah. Just play ball. That's we know what we're all expected to do. Don't try and cheat the system, because all it's going to do is make other people irritated.
Yeah. Well, this is the first time I've heard of a cranky guest.
Oh yeah, they were mad. They stomped out of there. I can't believe they wouldn't get. We paid for those pictures, and I get that, but you also know the rules. Yeah. So it's hard to feel too sorry for them. And then at Animal Kingdom Lodge, this was our biggest bit of pixie dust that we had all week. After we had been there 2 days, we got back to the room, and there was a message on the machine that said there was a serious maintenance issue with our room and they needed us to move. Well, I was hoping to get a little pixie dust and get upgraded to a 1-bedroom. I'm not going to lie. I was like, that would have been nice. That's not what happened.
You think like me?
Yeah.
Well, I think like
spend the night.
Chris, I think like that because a lot of my guests come on the podcast and give me this story of a pixie dust of what you just explained, right? They get upgraded to like a 2-bedroom or even.
Oh, I know.
Like
I've heard so many stories. I was like, oh, here it comes. Here it comes. We about to get upgraded. And so they gave us the new room number. They were like, you can stay the night there tonight. Just have everything packed up and we'll move your stuff to your new room. So they told us our room and I walked in and I was like, well, this looks just like the other room. Still a Savannah view, but there was another message on that machine. And they told us that they were going to refund us the points for that night. Okay, well, we'll see what we can do. And so at the end of the trip, we found out they refunded one night's cash value for that room, $400 back onto our account. So at the end of the trip, instead of paying off my account, they gave me $280 that we had left in our account. Just cash. Yeah, it was great. So you just paid for half of our meals here, that one. So that was pretty amazing.
I like that story.
What they did was they just took the points from that night. They took the cash value of that room for that one night that they made us change and gave us that as a rebate.
What are they gaining other than making a guest happy, which is what they're trying to do?
She didn't know exactly what she was going to do at that point, but they ended up coming to a pretty agreeable decision, I will say.
I'll say so. Beautiful. Good stuff. I don't know. We've already gone over this, the overrated stuff.
Yeah. The other one I didn't mention then was Smuggler's Run. And it was all right. It was okay. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. And the queue for that ride is just miserable. I mean, it just winds all over the place. It gets really cool once you're up in the ship and you see the little chessboard and all that. That's pretty cool. But that's like the last 10 minutes of the queue. The first hour of it is just miserable. So it was all right. And I enjoyed it, but it just wasn't my favorite.
Kind of rope drop that one, I guess.
Yes.
All right. Underrated, though. We talked a few of these already.
Yeah, Slinky Dog, Jumbo at Christmas was just gorgeous, stunning. The lobby is just stunning. In fact, and this kind of irritated my wife, but when we got home, I found the Animal Kingdom Lodge Christmas loop, and I used SoundHound to identify the different songs and found each one of them on Spotify and put them in our normal Christmas rotation of the Christmas music we listen to. So on Christmas Day, we were hearing, some weird, people were looking up at the speaker going, what is that? And I'm saying, no way, no way, no way. It was really cool.
You found the Christmas loop songs from the Lodge. That's awesome on Spotify.
Yeah, they had a whole thing of it, so that was pretty cool.
I love that.
Out of all the food booths we went to, Germany, there was no swings and misses on anything at that Germany booth. It was good. The schnitzel, the Linzer cookie, the cheese fondue, and the bread bowl, everything there was just fantastic. So highly recommend that for Festival of the Holidays.
So I liked your coffee mug. Yeah. Freilich Weihnachten.
Yeah.
My wife's German.
Oh, well, there you go.
My mother-in-law is right from Germany. So
wow.
I zeroed it right in on that. I love that mug you got there. So what's some of your must-dos for you guys when you go?
Well, my wife's must-do is always, she loves Peter Pan. I mean, absolutely loves that. Yeah. It's just her class. I think it's nostalgia for her as much as anything else. It's such a short ride, but I enjoy it too. I mean, it's always been one of my favorite animated movies. My favorite's Pirates. I love it. I've tried buying several of those pirate scent candles. None of them, they all smell like cannons. And it's like, that's not that bromine water smell that you really want. But I haven't been able to find one that's been able to quite match that. But I love Pirates.
You know what's funny? The pirate smell used to be like that moldy water smell. Now I got one of my listeners sent me the calendar. Yeah. Deirdre Watts sent Mama the what do you call candle from Pirates?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the one. Pirate water. It's got a better smell now. It's more of a floral kind of smell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've changed. They changed it. They actually got some nice smells there now in the Pirates.
Well, the water still smelled like it's bromine. That's the chemical they use. It's like, and they can't use chlorine because it was staining people's clothes. It was bleaching out their clothes whenever they get too much water on them. So they use a chemical called bromine, and that's what gives it that dank smell. But that's what we're used to. That's the pirate smell. So I have not found anything to quite match that yet.
Pirate water.
But we always like one of our must-dos, which we didn't get to do, of course, is Ohana. We love going to Ohana. We found a place close to our home up in St. Louis called Texas de Brazil, and they bring around meat on skewers, and so it kind of gives you a little taste, but it's not the same.
I understand.
But like I said, our family always does Whispering Canyon. We love the shtick. We love the, having fun with the server and everything. And we always buy at least one coffee. We're coffee mug people. We have so many. We're having to retire more and more coffee mugs the more we get. We actually went a little over. I think we got 3 each this time. So we come home with a bunch of them. Mushu and a Pirates of the Caribbean and just all kinds of stuff.
We have got the same problem here. What's your favorite? What's your go-to one now?
Right now, I switched out my work mug with the Pirates of the Caribbean. That's my daily, and it's got the handle of it has spokes like a ship's wheel, and it's pretty neat. That was my favorite one. But I talked about and when you talk about extras, that's something that you always ask about on these trips. Well, what extras did you do? There weren't a whole lot. In fact, I call this the trip that wasn't, because I had so much planned for this trip. I mean, we had Hoop-de-Doo. We had the Candlelight Processional. In fact, I had even scheduled our Epcot day so carefully because Neil Patrick Harris has been the commentator on December 2nd for 3 years in a row. So I had it where our opening day, we were going to be there on December 2nd, hoping to get Neil Patrick Harris. We were going to do a firework party. There's so many.
Yeah. Sorry.
Did so much. The Christmas party. Yeah, we were going to do the Christmas party. So much planned that all got canceled. And there were so many people that were like, man, with all this stuff, your trip's ruined. I was like, no, it's not. There's still so much there that I haven't got to see because we haven't been there in 4 years. Do you think you would have been overplanned? That's a lot you had there on your plate. Very possibly. It very possibly would have been overplanned. The very fact that it hurt my heart to even cancel the beer garden reservation, because I was like, I have a day with no table service. What am I going to do? But it worked out fine. It worked out fine. And that's really been one of my biggest takeaways of this whole trip is have a plan, but be flexible, because you just never know how you're going to feel. It's just wandering the parks all day. You just don't know. You don't know how chilly it's going to be. You don't know, we had days where most days were in the 70s, but there were a couple days in the 50s. And it just, you don't know what you're getting into, especially in December. So
I'm sad you had to cancel some of those because Candlelight Processional, I think you guys would have really, we've had mixed reviews on the Christmas party. It's been interesting to see how you made out there, but I'm sorry that happened to you, Chris, but sounds like you had a great trip anyway.
Oh, we had a wonderful trip. I wish I could do it again.
What'd you learn? What'd you learn on this trip?
Well, number one, December is an amazing time to be there. That's why we've changed our family vacation from September to December. We just, the decorations, the different resorts. The first day we got there, that was originally scheduled to be an Epcot day. Then they changed our flight to where we weren't getting there until about 2 p.m. So I was like, I'm not wasting a park day on that. So we ended up resort hopping. We went to the Grand Flow. We went to the Contemporary. We just jumped to a few different resorts just to check out their theming. We didn't go to the Poly just because it's hard to get to the Poly right now. You have to walk there from another resort or from the TTC because the monorail doesn't stop there anymore because they've got so much construction. So since we didn't have a meal scheduled there, we didn't even end up going there. One of the things I learned is I'm not 25 anymore. So some of those rides are probably a one and done now. Space Mountain absolutely killed me. It just threw me around like you would not believe. Dinosaur did the same thing to me. I mean, it just wrecked me.
You're not the first to say that as of late. That actually surprises me because I love Dinosaur. I don't mind getting thrown around. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little crazy because most people are saying the same thing now.
Yeah, I don't know. And I have some arthritis in my back and knee, so it's not like I was unprepared for it, but I don't think you ever really remember how much you get jerked around until you do it again. Another thing and this coming from an area like Illinois where we don't have a lot of the conservational efforts that like California and Florida do, bring a straw, bring a couple maybe, because those paper straws are just gross and they will disintegrate on you and you'll end up with a mouthful of mush. It was not pretty on a lot of those. We went without straws a lot of the times just because of that. Ride shares are great. I wish I'd put aside a whole different budget for that. I am for this next trip. I'm putting aside $200 just for Lyft, and we will use that because it's just wonderful.
We hear that a lot.
And here's another tip. If you sleep with a fan like I do, go to the front desk and ask. A lot of times they have one. They delivered a box fan right to our room.
Oh,
and
nice.
So, yeah, that's something that, it doesn't matter if it's 20 degrees outside, I'll still sleep with the fan. It may not be right on me, but it's the sound, it's the white noise and just it's what I've become accustomed to. And I was pretty pleased they had one. So I actually got that from one of the other geeks in the,
really?
In the Facebook chat. Yeah. I saw her mention that she had,
there's
she had asked for one and they had given it to her.
That's a deep cut I hadn't thought of. Very, you know what? What anything go differently than you planned?
Well, other than transportation, we planned on taking free everywhere, and that disintegrated by day 3 or so. We were like, no, we're using Lyft. The ability to go full stink. I guess that would make you a full stinker. I don't know. I don't know what the verbiage is of that, but that ability, apparently, the older you get, the less you are able to really, and like I said, I trained for Disney World, but even so, boy, when it hit about dinner time, 7 or 8, I was like, these parks used to stay open until 11 or 12. There's no way I could make it until then. It just different. Yeah. Your body's, you got to learn to listen to your body. And,
This will be interesting, Chris, at G3, because I thought I couldn't either until I did a long weekend at G3. And I will
say this. I had some extended knee problems right before we left for this trip. Okay. And I've been on steroids now for a little bit and my knee issue is going away. So hopefully that will encourage me a little bit because I was hurting by the end of the day every day. I always woke up feeling good, but by the end of the day it had really wore down on me. So I'm hoping that's not a big issue anymore.
Wow. Did we cover all your tips or you got some more for us?
Well, one of the things, probably something that I would do different, I would schedule an extra Epcot day. We had 2 days at Magic Kingdom, which is fine. Once park hopping comes back, though, I probably would have hopped that second half of the day back to Epcot. We got to go around World Showcase twice, but even so, we didn't deep dive into them. And I would have liked to have really, and some more of the stuff is opening up. I just saw that the perfume shop in France is just reopened and there's, the Disney has bought out the Morocco pavilion. So they're getting ready to reopen, hopefully even the restaurants. I don't know. I haven't heard for sure about that, but we'll find out.
Oh,
soon.
Is that what happened? They have ownership of the Morocco
Yes,
pavilion.
Yes. They took over ownership of the Morocco pavilion.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah. I hadn't heard that.
I would definitely rope drop on our Animal Kingdom day. I think it's one of the most important parks to rope drop. There's not that many signature headlining rides, and that's one you really want to get there early and get a couple out of the way before the crowds hit. And that way you can kind of enjoy and relax and spend the rest of your day just kind of wandering because it's a neat place to go. The whole day we were there, Everest was down. It opened up 5 minutes before we left. And I was like, I am not walking all the way back to Asia. I like Expedition Everest, but that's a long haul back to Asia and we're just not doing it.
No lift.
Yeah. And I think I'd like to eventually stay somewhere closer to the action. Maybe one of the Epcot area resorts, Boardwalk or Beach Club. I would like to try that and just have that walking distance to 2 different parks. And I just think that would be neat to do,
I'd love to see you stay at the Beach Club and hit that World Showcase hard. That'd be for you. Yeah.
I do have a few tips for like newcomers.
Okay.
And part of it I've already said, have a plan, but don't be married to it.
Yeah.
Know that things are not going to always go your way. You may rope drop. Like when we rope dropped, we hit Mickey and Minnie with a walk on We went straight to Slinky Dog. The park had only opened 12 minutes ago, and it was already at a 70-minute wait. Was not expecting that. I thought we were going to get a shorter wait time on that. But, it would just know that things aren't always going to go exactly your way. But rope dropping is important if you want to try and hit this stuff, especially if you only have one day to go places. You don't use the Skyliner for park open. You can use it any other time. But, man, if you're trying to rope drop, that is not the transportation to use to get there.
What do you use?
Even the buses were traveling. They got there a lot of times before the parking lot for Magic Kingdom opened.
Okay.
So,
yep.
They were pretty on point with getting the buses there early. 45 minutes an hour, get you there before the park opened.
Nice.
So they were definitely better than the Skyliner when it comes to that. And I know that you'll enjoy this tip. In these uncertain times, book with a travel agent.
Oh yeah.
Just do that. And I am one myself.
Okay.
But I also, I know you guys as well, so I'm not trying to endorse or take away from anything you guys do. Just use one.
Yeah.
I have never before experienced that whole where you feel like when you have friends who go and don't use one at all, it almost feels like a slap in the face. You're like, I promise you wouldn't have paid any more. I promise you wouldn't have, Yeah. In fact, I probably could have found you a deal. But people are just, they don't understand. And I know, because I didn't either. I was looking forward to planning this trip. Yes. And before I even did it. And then I went through my training and I became a travel agent in February of this year. Can you think of a worse year to become a travel agent ever in your life?
Well, you wouldn't be overwhelmed with clients.
No, I was not. That's for sure.
Plenty of time to learn the ropes. Yeah,
I learned it by planning my own trips. I can tell you that right now. But
learn how to reschedule.
Yeah. Another thing is play with that My Disney Experience app at home.
Yeah.
Get on it, get familiar with it. You can use mobile order and get all the way to the point of checking out before you can cancel out of it. So you can get used to how you need to do it and become better at it. And I wish I had done that a little more actually than what I did before I went down there. I'm pretty familiar with the app, even before I went, but I learned some things even while down there that they were helpful, just how to maneuver around in it using the Lyft app. The Lyft app is just a great app. Instead of like dialing out for a Lyft, just use that app. And I mean, it was so quick, so easy. We do it as I was finishing paying the bill. And by the time we got out there, it was waiting on us. It was just fantastic.
Amazing technology.
And my number one recommendation, and I know I keep coming back to it, but if you're not trying to squeeze Magic Kingdom all into one day, go to Geyser Point for lunch. It blows away any other quick service in the Magic Kingdom. It's just fantastic. And you can order off of the bar and lounge menu or the lunch menu, because right now the quick service window is not open. So they'll cook stuff off either menu. So it's pretty broad. It's pretty varied. They have some nice pasta salads and some shrimp skewers. And like I said, the turkey, the bison, just so much. It's so good. And another thing you probably need to be aware of is that with the Skyliner resorts, there are no buses that are running to the parks that the Skyliner goes to, which the couple we were with found out very rudely the day before. They were planning on taking a bus to Epcot, and they were at Pop Century, and they found out they could not take a bus to Epcot because they weren't running any buses to Epcot. You had to use the Skyliner.
Yeah. I love that one, Chris. You're a foodie. You brought your A game for your first trip report on Geekin', buddy.
It's my passion. I love talking food.
I think all my geeks just love talking. Have you noticed that of this podcast?
I have. That's why I knew I was going to fit right in.
Yes, you have fit right in. I was so glad that you joined us on our Zoom calls. I was pretty confident you were going to do an outstanding trip report, and you delivered, buddy. Good job. I can't wait to see you at G3.
Yeah, I'm very looking forward to it.
Who's going on that trip?
Me.
Oh, you're just going solo?
It's a solo trip, and I'm in the tower at Grand Destino. So I actually got a good deal on just Coronado. And after I got it paid off, I was like, well, now that it's paid off, it's only about $60 more a night to stay in the tower. And it's so centrally located. I can talk myself into just about anything. So especially since it was already paid. So, just got that taken care of.
We understand that here. Great job, Chris. Well, we'll be talking to you. We're going to get on some more Zoom calls. I'm going to try to do it people are asking me to do it weekly. I'm going to try even do one this week, see if people will join. And yeah, we call it a planning meeting, which we probably may start doing some planning actually as we get closer to the trip and tweak a few things. But
yeah,
we're looking forward to seeing you there. Well, we're going to have some fun. We're going to definitely get in shape. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm going to try to do the same.
I'm going to start my training.
I'm with you too. After this week, I'm going to start hitting the road hard, although it's tough in the wintertime, but we got to be ready. Thanks for coming on. Stay in touch with us. All right.
Oh, thank you for having me, Kurt. It was awesome.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Oh, I'm so glad Chris Futrell is part of our Geekin' family. He listens to a lot of podcasts, like 13 or 14 different ones. He does put us in the top 3, he's told me. I have that quote. We do a weekly Zoom call, and Chris often joins that too. We had a lot of fun. He did a trivia contest with a music playlist. He had like 3 different playlists, played 10 songs and had us guess. That was a lot of fun. We had another trivia contest Samantha Kuhn helped out to do. We're going to have something like that every single week with a little topic. We had like 16 people in our Zoom call. So if you want to join the Zoom call, look for our private Facebook group. I'll post the link to that Zoom call and come and join us and have some fun talking Disney World on a live Zoom call this week. Shout out to Carl Casavecchia. Carl, it was a beautiful day here in Connecticut this Sunday. Carl, during G3, gave me a couple of gifts, but one of them was this Richard's Maple Products bootlegger barbecue sauce. It's maple meets bourbon. And I made a pork loin out on the grill. It was about 60 degrees. This thing tasted fantastic. I had a little bit of it, a few slices after the Traveling Tiaras and I got off our Zoom call. And Carl, thank you so much. It was so good. I can't wait. I used about maybe almost half the bottle though, so I'm going to savor that. And again, thank you, Carl. That was so yummy. Well, I love it when you guys send us in intros. Thank you to Susan Cox for this week's intro. She just recorded it. She sent it to me on Facebook Messenger, and I played that for you guys. I'd love to have some more Geekin' intros. They're easy to create for us. It's fun. I can suggest that you just tell us your name, where you're from, a fun Disney World fact about yourself or two, like Susan did, and that you go geeking on Walt Disney World with Curtis and the whole Geekin' family. Email them to me at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. There are a couple of ways you can voluntarily support us. One of them is through a website called patreon.com. Look for Geekin' on WDW if you'd like to pledge a monthly donation to our show. I'm so excited for this support, guys. There's a piece of equipment that I want to buy to put my desk and my monitors all connected. It's called a KVM. I'm going to use some of that Patreon money coming up when payday is at the end of the month. Thank you so much, all you guys. There's 58 of you who subscribe monthly and contribute to the show. I thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Look for Geekin' on WDW on patreon.com. I like to give back to you guys with some recordings that are bonus recordings. Inner Circle 51, I call it, is out this past week. You're going to hear some recordings I did during the G3. This episode is the third of the episodes that I've done from G3. You're going to hear some park audio this time. Muppets is in there. I'm walking on to the Rise of the Resistance, and you'll hear me talking through the queue. We ride the Rise of the Resistance, so you'll get that audio. I was waiting in line to shop over at Galaxy's Edge. Yeah, you had to get in line in order to do the shopping at Galaxy's Edge during this COVID time. It was funny. I was saying how I was all alone in line, and it was a little strange. And just as I get that out of my mouth, Angela and Angela find me and show up, and I start talking with them. My binaural headphones. These are headphones that you'll get a 360-degree audio experience, and I ride Mickey and Minnie Railroad for the very first time, and I use those headphones, so you get that audio. A little bit of that beginning time, getting into the Tower of Terror. You'll hear Angela. And Angela, Michael Rhodes are riding with me. The four of us are. I didn't get the Tower of Terror. Something happened. User error, and you get the first bleep in a long time from one of my listeners. Yes, on that the Inside Circle episode 51. Go check that out if you're a Patreon subscriber. I don't know if you know this, but if you subscribe, you can get a private link there and connect it into your favorite podcasting app that you use on your phone. If you don't know how to do that, contact me. I'll help you get that set up for you. I personally use Overcast. That's the app I use on my iPhone to listen to podcasts. And you just need a podcast that uses a URL to subscribe to a podcast. And that will get you that private bonus episodes. And we love sharing awesome tips about your Disney planning, and you can get instant booking advice. You email Judy and Mama at travelingtiaras@gmail.com. They'll help you book those Disney World trips. Mama and Judy said they booked a couple 2, 3, 4 this week. So thank you so much, guys, for getting back in the parks. We're excited for you guys, and we'll help you out if they come up with any of those discounts. We'll certainly be on the lookout for you, because we are committed to helping you enjoy your Disney World vacation. Reach out to me if you'd like to book a trip report on the podcast. I'd love to have you on, or review your trip plans. You can email me at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. Thanks for going geeking on Walt Disney World with us every week. We really appreciate you listening and geeking with us, well, every single day. We love you, geeks. Have a magical day, and I hope all your dreams come true.